Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. Today's video, another first impressions video. This is September's one. Here's hoping that I can actually upload it in September this time. I should be able to because I have less backlog of videos I'm going through right now. So the next video that I'm going to do is going to be like another rotation one, but then I've got a few sort of leftover products that I won't be able to try in this video because there's so many. So I'm going to have a couple first impressions in my next video as well, including the Nikki Tutorials Beauty Bay palette. That will be in my next video. We've got a different eyeshadow palette for this video. So again, I've got another like random bunch of brands. I've got some Urban Decay, some Morphe, I've got some Sleek, some No. 7 boots, Milani, just a random bunch of different brands. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with concealer. The concealer I'm going to use today is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. I have also got the foundation that we will be trying later in the video. I did also get the Wet n Wild concealer, the Photo Focus one, because I've heard like that this is kind of like a hidden gem from a few people, but I will try that in my next video instead. Today we will try out the Urban Decay one. So I got this in the shade 10NN, which is Ultra Fair Neutral. They didn't have like an Ultra Fair like warmer toned one, but this should be fine, I would have thought. So I just want to test this out in my eye area on bare skin with no foundation on, just so we can see what the coverage is like, see if it can cover these bags and my veins. It's not like a massive doe foot, but I do like the way that it disperses the product. I think the shade is fine, yeah, I would say it's definitely quite a neutral undertone. Normally I go more warm, but I feel like neutral does work for me quite a lot as well. Yeah, I really like the texture of it so far. And it is definitely very fair, which is good. I feel like it might even be like a little bit light for me, which is good, I guess, because I can use it to brighten. Okay, we'll see how much that does. Okay, let's get a look at them side by side. Why can I not get my head at the right angle? Okay, I'm gonna look up and down. Okay, so I think you can definitely tell, obvious difference there, I would say. Is it full coverage? I mean, I feel like it's bordering on full coverage, definitely. It's like very close. I'm just thinking like I do have a few concealers that I feel like a tiny bit more coverage than this, but I would say that it's bordering on full coverage. It's definitely very good coverage. I like the shade. I would say it is more of a like drier formula, definitely. See, I don't always like concealers that are just dry, just on my bare skin, but then sometimes I tend to prefer them like over the top of foundation. I've got a feeling this might be one of those, just because I do feel like it looks a little bit dry. But I'm not disliking it at all, really. I think this will be the type of concealer that I prefer over foundation though. But so far I will say it has got pretty good coverage, I will give it that. So I'm just going to wipe this off my under eye, but I'll keep it on my eyelid, put it on the other eyelid, make a base with some eyeshadow. Okay, so we've got an eyeshadow base. So the eyeshadow palette I'm going to use today is from Sleek. This is their Major Morphosis eyeshadow palette. As I said, I have also got the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette, but I'll use that in my next video. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's a very sleek packaging. And this is what it looks like inside. So I feel like I brought a lot of neutral palettes recently, so we've got something more rainbow. There's a lot of light reflecting off this, my bad. But I mean, it has got some neutrals in it as well, but we've also got some bright colours in there. I think it does look really pretty. I would say it is quite shimmer heavy. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6. So there's 6 matte shades, and then the rest are shimmers, so it is quite a shimmer heavy palette, but obviously there are some matte things in it too. So first impressions, I do like to do one eye off camera just so I can attempt to get something I like. It doesn't tend to work out, but I'll be back with one eye done and then we'll repeat it on camera. Right, okay, so we're back with this eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm not hating it. Let's do it again and see if we can get it somewhat symmetrical. So I started with this like brown fudgy sort of matte shade at the top here. And I'm putting that in my crease area. And I've only used like 2 matte shades, this and the blue one. But I have to say they're very pigmented and I'm pretty impressed. And then underneath that I'm using the matte blue shade, this one here. And again, this is actually pretty pigmented. and that's just going underneath. Okay, so now I'm using the Urban Decay concealer and I'm going to do a cut crease. Let's hope I can get this somewhat symmetrical, that'd be nice. Starting with the minty green shimmer shade here, which I love mint green, one of my favourite colours. And that's going in the inner part of that. I think that the shimmers in this palette are good, but they're more like buildable. They're not one of those like, you're not like instantly wowed by them. But once you build them up, they do look super pretty. Like I think the mint green looks stunning, but it just needs a bit of work, which I don't have much of an issue with, but that might be a turn off for some people. And then I'm using the purpley pinky shimmer next to it, this one here, and that's going in the centre. And then I'm using the dark blue shimmer here, and that's going in the outer third. Okay, and then I'm using the matte blue, and well, I'm gonna attempt to do some blending, I guess. We'll see. Alright, I think that symmetry is about as good as we're gonna get it. Okay, so overall I would say I'm pretty impressed with the eyeshadow palette. I feel like all of the shades have performed well. I actually don't mind the look, I think it's alright. I'm not sure about the symmetry, as always. Yeah, I'm impressed. I think the mattes I used are really good. The shimmers are really good, and once you build them up, they look stunning. But again, as I said, they are more buildable. But I personally don't have an issue with that because I'm the type of person that takes ages applying eyeshadow anyway. For eyeliner in the waterline, I actually got some of these colourful ones. So these are from Barry M. They're their high vis eyeliners. So I got 5 different shades. I think there were 6 in total. I got 5, but for some reason I accidentally bought 2 of the blue one. I don't know how that happened. I've got Riot, which is a bright pink. I've got Strobe Light, which is a greeny colour. I've got False Alarm, which is a red. Dangerous, which is a purple. And then the blue one is called Glow Stick. I think the other one they had was like a dark blue, but I just wanted the light one really. Thinking maybe I should use the blue today, I don't know. I did also get a black eyeliner, so this one is from Morphe. It's their eyeliner pencil, that's literally just what it's called, and it is a black one. Looks like this, it is just a standard kohl pencil. So I think I'll use the Morphe one just on my top lash line, and then I'll put the colourful one at the bottom. That seems pretty pigmented and dramatic, but we're not going to put it in the lower lash line. So I definitely got to use either the green or the blue. Which one should I do? I'll stick with the blue. So let's put this in the lower lash line. That's definitely very opaque, very pigmented. I'm very much liking that. So for mascara, I've got a number 7 product. So this is their Velvet Lash Sweep On Luxurious Volume Mascara. So number 7 has got quite a lot of mascaras, but I kind of sorted it from like ones with best reviews, and this was one of the ones at the top. So I thought I'd give it a go. This is what the wand looks like. Looks very like thick. I feel like that does look like a promising wand. I think I have tried number 7 mascaras in the past, and I seem to feel like I liked them, but this is a very, very long time ago. So I'm just going to apply this one to my top lashes and see what we get. Okay, so that is the lashes. I would say I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that has given quite a lot of volume, quite a lot of thickness. It did take a little while to get there, but sometimes I do find the first few times you use the mascara, it does take a while, but then once it the product dries a little bit, you tend to get a faster result. But I would say I'm actually pretty impressed with that mascara. I think it's done a pretty good job. Yeah, I'm impressed. Okay, so moving on to base now, I have got a primer. This is from Soap and Glory. This is their Glow and Duet Skin Illuminating Base and Primer. And this is what the packaging looks like. I believe it's like a sort of rose goldy colour. Let's have a refresher. Yeah, it's like a kind of champagne-y, actually I wouldn't say it's rose gold, it's more like a kind of champagne-y sort of colour. But it looks very like glimmery and shiny. So I'm just gonna rub some of this in all over my face. Give our base a bit of glue. Okay, that's got a very strong tint to it. I think in the future I'd just use like a very, very small amount to it because the colour is quite pigmented. So I'm just going to try and like blend this into my skin and hopefully lessen the colour so I don't look this bronzed. But the shimmer aspect of it is really pretty. It's got a really nice dew to it. But the colour is a bit intense. So let's hope I can sort of downplay this a bit. In the future I'd probably use like a very minuscule amount. Okay, so I like the dew, but as I've said, it's a little bit dark, the colour, so if you've got pale skin, I would say use a very small amount or maybe try a different primer. I don't know. We'll see. Need to keep using that. Okay, so for foundation, as I said earlier, we've got the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. So it's described as being a flexible, breathable, real skin matte finish. Personally like a matte finish, so that's great. Medium buildable coverage. That's what I like as well. Doesn't transfer. Minimises the appearance of pores. We like that because boy have I got the pores. And apparently it stays true to colour, so I'm assuming that means it doesn't oxidise. I've tried the All Nighter foundation from Urban Decay and I seem to remember that one oxidising a lot. So I got the shade 10WY, so this is the like fairest shade but with the warmer undertone. I think this probably should work. That's what the colour looks like. I think that this might work quite well actually. It's quite like watery. Yeah, I think this should be a pretty decent colour match, even with this base that's kind of darkened me a bit on underneath. So, I'm going to apply this all over. I might need to build it up, like it said it is a buildable coverage. Okay, so that's the foundation applied. I'm liking the finish. I definitely feel like it is quite like, you know, weightless and lightweight like it says. The coverage I would say is like a medium. I mean, my skin is quite problematic at the moment. And I feel like I probably could build it up to high coverage, but I would say it's just like a solid medium coverage foundation, but that's fine. Colour match is not too bad actually, maybe even a little bit too light possibly. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking the way it's sitting on the skin. But I definitely do feel like I need a bit more coverage with it, but that's okay because we've got our concealer. But so far, first impressions, I'm quite liking this foundation. So I'm going to go back to the Naked Correcting Concealer and I'm going to just use this under my eyes and around the like 50 million blemishes that I have on my face because of these goddamn masks, and we'll blend it in. Yeah, I definitely think I prefer the concealer over foundation, like it's less dry over the foundation. Overall though, I'm liking this base. Okay, so for setting powder, I've got two here. So I've got the number 7 Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder in Translucent, and then I've got the Sleek Face Form Baking and Setting Powder in Light. So I guess I'll use one in this video and then save one for the other first impressions I'll do. I think I'll try the number 7 one in this video. So I think they had about 4 shades and I got translucent, so I'm not sure, you know, if this is going to work. We'll give it a go. It did have good reviews though, this powder. See, I feel like it just has like a little bit of like an orangey tint to it, so I'm not 100% sure how well this is going to work, like colour wise anyway, but I feel like my base is like a tiny bit light, so it might work. Okay, so I'm going to use my fibery sponge to do my under eyes. so I actually don't feel like there is too much of a colour issue with this powder. I still feel like I look pretty pale up here actually, and I think it's done a pretty decent job actually. I feel like it set everything down well, it has a nice texture. It's maybe like a tiny bit heavy looking, that's the only criticism I have, but it's not separated under my eyes as of yet. Nothing's patchy at all, so far actually quite like that powder, but obviously I will need to keep trying it a lot more. Okay, so moving on to cheap products, I've got two bronzers here. So I've got the Milani Baked Bronzer, and I got the shade Dulce, which is this one here. This is what it looks like. And then I also got Sleek's new bronzer, and it's called the Face Warm Bronzer. I got the shade Literally. There was another shade as well, but I couldn't work out online which one was the lighter one. I've got a feeling maybe I did pick up the second lightest instead of the lightest, I'm not sure. But this is what the shade looks like. I think I'll try the Sleek one out in my next video, and I'll use the Milani one today. So it's definitely like a very like warm sort of golden colour. I do prefer like a more warmer, more yellow toned bronzer, so hopefully this should work for my skin tone alright. I'm looking like a little bit ghostly right now, so some warmth is definitely needed on this face. So I'm just going to pop this through my cheeks, my forehead, etc. Yeah, I'm really liking that. The shade works, just a nice bit of golden glow to the skin, very subtle, very buildable, exactly what I look for in a bronzer. I'm pretty damn impressed with that actually, that's really nice. I did also get a blush from Milani, so this is their baked powder blush. I got the shade Dulce Pink. Is it Dulce? Dulce? I don't know. I know Luminoso is like the iconic one that everyone gets, but I don't know, I just feel like this shade appeals to me a bit more. Look at it, it's all weedy. I'm just going to pop a bit of this on my cheeks. Yeah, I really like that too. The colour's beautiful. Again, very subtle, buildable formula, which is really nice. Yeah, I like both of those Milani products. Okay, so for highlighter, I've had a bit of a problem. So I got this highlighter from Morphe. It's their high impact highlighter. I was very looking forward to trying it because it had some really good reviews. I got the shade Lit, which is like a sort of pale goldy shade. And it arrived, and look at it, it's smashed. Completely wrecked. Anyone know how to fix this? Is it possible? I don't know. I'll give it a go, but I'm really sad, and I'm like, I don't know if I should just like complain about it and see if they'll send me another one. And they'll probably be like, no, I'll give you a refund, we won't send you another one. But I really want to try this highlighter. So, I mean, I don't feel like I can really use it currently in this state. Get a little bit on my finger, I guess. Pop it on my nose. We'll try it on the nose. It's really nice. Maybe a bit on the cupid's bow. Oh god, that's a bit too much. Let's see if I can apply a little bit up here. My finger. It's a bit of a disaster, isn't it? It's not really working very well like this because I have to press it very gently to prevent further crumblage. I feel like this would be a really nice highlighter though. It had really good reviews though. And there was quite a lot of shades. Well, that's the best I'm going to be able to apply it in its crumbled state, but just on the little amount I managed to apply, I can tell that that probably is a really nice product. So I don't know what to do. Am I just going to have to buy it again at some point in the future, or is it worth just writing to them and seeing if they'll send me another one because it arrived broken? I don't know. But so let's move on to eyebrows now. So I got a product from Rude Cosmetics. So this is their eyebrow gel mascara, and I got it in the shade dark brown, I believe. So it looks like this. And it's got an interesting wand. It's quite, I would say it's quite big. I normally prefer something a bit smaller than that. But I'm going to tap off the excess, see how much excess there is. And then I'm going to run it through the brows. Oh god, there's a lot of excess. For God's sake. It's a very like dark brown colour. But it's not black, which is good. Sometimes dark brown shades can be a bit too dark. Okay, I've tapped off the excess, and boy is there a lot of it. Definitely a big pet peeve. But let's see if I can gently brush this through my brows without it splodging up. I can already tell I probably don't think I'm gonna like this that much. Okay, I've tried my best to get as subtle an application as possible. I just don't think I'm going to like this that much, to be honest. It's just way too much excess on the ones. The one's a little bit big. It's hard to kind of, you know, get into your brows properly without it kind of splodging. This is the best application I think I'm going to get. I don't think that's for me, really. But I'll keep trying it, definitely. I did also get a micro brow pencil, so this is another sleek product. So this is a microfine brow pencil, and I got the shade dark brown. It looks like this, very standard micro brow pencil. You've got the spoolie on one end. So I'm just going to use this and create a bit more structure with these brows. I'll definitely need to test this out. So I'll definitely need to test this out with a different brow gel and on its own as well. But we'll see what it does for us today. Again, I need to try that out with some different products, but I think that micro brow pencil could be quite nice actually. I think it's worked alright. Okay, so back to the eyes. I think I'm going to use a like silvery sort of shade here in the palette. I'm going to pop that in my inner corners. Then I'm going to use the matte blue again, and I'm going to chuck a load of that on the lower lash line. And I'm going to use the maroony matte shade here and press that right up to the lash line. Okay, and I'm going to use some more of the number 7 mascara on my bottom lashes. Okay, so moving on to lips, I've got a product from Soap & Glory. This is their Sexy Mother Pucker matte lipstick, and it's in the shade Super Nude. And this is what the colour looks like. It is just a standard pinky sort of nude shade. So I'm going to pop this on my lips. I love a good matte lip. So here's hoping this is actually matte. Smells like vanilla, smells like MAC lipsticks. I like the shade, it's very nude. See, it sort of feels matte, but then it doesn't at the same time. It feels a bit like, I don't know, maybe I just need to let it settle on the lips for a bit. But I'm not disliking the formula of it. So I kind of can't make up my mind here. I need to let it settle, I think, a bit, but I like the shade. So I have got a setting spray to try out, but I'm going to sort my hair out, clean up any mess before I do that, so I'll be back. Right, okay, so we're back. The last thing I've got to try is a setting spray. So this is from Morphe. This is their continuous setting mist, the one that everyone goes on about. I had to get it because it just gets so many good reviews from a lot of YouTubers I watch. So I need to see what all the fuss is about. So apparently, I think it is like a sort of aerosol spray. Oh shit, and I've already managed to break the frickin' top of it, haven't I? I think I may have just broken the top. Oh, let's spray this before it's completely broken. Oh wow, okay. Let's do a whole fan-in thing. I feel like that has actually, like, well, it's made my skin look a bit dewier for a start off. Like, I can definitely see it, like, sitting in my highlight points. And, you know what, I quite like the finish of that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a good setting spray, I like it. I don't think it's, like, completely changed everything about my base or whatever, but that's a bit too high of an expectation to have, I think. But I actually quite like that. Okay, so that's everything tried. Okay, so overall, thoughts on everything. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette, I have to say I'm quite enjoying. I think that the shades have shown up really well. I like the mattes, the shimmers are super pretty. As I said before, that they're more buildable shimmers, but once you do build them up, I think they're really pretty. I'm really loving this mint green shade. I think it's stunning. Mascara, I'm pretty impressed with. I think it's given good volume, and I've got a feeling it'll probably just get better the more it dries out as well. So I'm impressed with the number 7 mascara. I think these Barry eyeliners in the waterline are actually really good. They showed up well. They're super pigmented, so I can't wait to try out the other colours. The Morphe one is good. I do feel like it does keep bleeding onto my lower lash line, but I kind of just find that that's a common problem I have of eyeliner, so maybe if I was using these Barry M ones I probably wouldn't put it in my top waterline. But yeah, I'll need to try the Morphe one out. So I'll need to try the Morphe one out properly on my lower lash line as well, see what the wear's like and everything, but the pigmentation's very good. The Soap & Glory primer, I definitely, like I said, will need to use a smaller amount. So yeah, I do feel like it is probably suited more so for someone with like a kind of medium to like deep skin tone. I feel like it would suit better. But I will try it out with like a subtle application. The Urban Decay foundation, from first impressions I'm really liking it. The finish is nice. Coverage is a solid medium coverage. It's got that more matte sort of finish that I like. Obviously I'll need to test out what the wear's like and everything, but from first impressions I like it. I like the concealer as well. Maybe not the biggest fan of it on bare skin, but over the top of foundation I liked it. I really like the coverage that it gives. The shade works well, but it is like a little bit on the dry side, so I probably wouldn't use it like as a base itself. I'd have to use it over foundation. The No. 7 setting powder I actually thought worked really well. I was a bit worried about the colour, but it seems to have worked alright. It has a really nice finish. It's not separated under my eyes. It's not the most lightweight powder, but other than that I do like everything else about it. The Milani bronzer and the Milani blush were really nice. The Morphe highlighter I can't really say much about because it's broken, but the little bits that I put on were nice. Not sure, I'm not really loving the Rude Cosmetics brow gel, but the Sleek micro brow pencil I think is alright, but I will need to test that out some more. A Soap & Glory lipstick, can't make my mind up about it. It's definitely not like a super matte finish, but at the same time it's not super sticky and super shiny. It's just like, I'm not hating this finish, but I would prefer it to be a bit more matte. I like the shade, it's a nice nude though. So yeah, I just can't really make my mind up about that lipstick. And I did really like the Morphe setting spray, to be fair. So overall I feel like a lot of really good products there. A few maybe not so good ones, but most of it I think was really good. So all of this makeup I'm going to be trying over the next couple months, and I will do an updated makeup review for it, so it'll be an August/September updated makeup review, so probably be up like late October, early November, I'm thinking, probably. We'll see. But yeah, all this makeup's going to be in my rotation now. As I said, I've got a few more first impressions, Beauty Bay palette, a few sleep products that I didn't try here, the Wet n Wild concealer. So that'll be in my next video. That's it for this video, so thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.